Ganzi's actually good to go. Quickest recovery ever.
Yeah, I guess Huck was just saying, come on, Ganzi, let's just go. He's actually a little bit reflective of his play in the last match, saying it was not his best. So we are jumping now into Antigua Shipyard here, game 2 between Huck and Ganzi. Of course, we haven't even mentioned the EG Complexity rivalry between these two players. But before we mention that, why don't you tell us who this player is?
Over here on the left side of the map, playing for Team Evil Geniuses, warping in as the Red Protoss, we have Huck. And over here in the 3 o'clock position, playing as the Blue Terran, we've got Ganzi.
Alright, so Ganzi basically just pushing out at the exact time that he really needed to last match. Huck did have Templar Tech out, but he did not have the Templars out in time. Also, his upgrades were somewhat slacking in that last match. So we'll see here what Ganzi really has in store. He got those very early tanks out last game, but they didn't do much. And as I was mentioning in that last engagement, with those tanks there, you see players like Marine King who very rarely in this matchup ever get tanks. And it's really because you either have to commit to protecting them, keeping your army around them, or just kind of doing the fallback. And he actually, Ganzi actually just stood by him. And there was that Immortal. I think that the tanks were just kind of focus firing on that, which is also not good whatsoever. So we'll see here what happens in this next match. I really wonder how Huck is going to respond to that last game. If he can really keep his play up to snuff, or if he's just going to start falling apart.
Well, I mean, he was, I don't know. After those siege tanks came out, he could have pulled back just a little bit quicker. But I mean, really, when those hit you like that, you're going to be in a tough spot, right? And then he did lose so many sentries. He lost 500 gas-ish worth of sentries, even after getting some pretty money force fields and trapping those Marines. And the mental state that puts you in is just pretty rough. And now we've got Ganzi opening up with that the double racks. Is he going to be able to really do anything with that, though?
I mean, you can push out across the map. He doesn't have gas just yet, though. But you can be pretty offensive early on, even with Marines, even if your opponent does not have that Stalker out and ready. Cybernetics Core is done, so his Stalker is probably about a minute, maybe a minute and a half from being completed. And the Marines are going to be rallied straight across the map. So we'll see what he does here with this. Pylon will eventually be thrown down here. Huck just actually just checking out the third base, and we'll go back into scouting in just a matter of moments.
Yeah, wow, I'm actually very interested to see how much damage Ganzi could potentially do with this. Because this is much different than the last game. I mean, I don't think that first Stalker was so much of a nuisance to him that he now thinks that he needs to get that off of the field immediately. Oh, man, is Huck going to be able to see it? Oh, yep. Wow.
That Marine, had it not have been there, it basically forced Huck's hand to move to the right. Had it not, it probably just would have went straight home. So Ganzi kind of revealing the play, basically, as Stalker is out chasing away that SCV.
Oh, wow. And Huck responding by adding on his 2 gateways before dealing with throwing down that Nexus.
Right. And basically what that means is that he knows, oh, that's not good. Can he take a lot of HP out there?
Wow, Stalkers are so fast.
Yeah, only getting about 30 of the HP out there from that Stalker. And at the moment, he is just lifting back up. So he is really forcing this from Huck. That is one of the only things that he can do against that. So we'll see if Huck really goes for him, as we'll see if Ganzi's really prepared for him.
Yeah, so those 3 gates can deal a pretty good amount of damage. And now Ganzi, we did respond by lifting off one of his barracks at the front of his base, preparing to add on one of his add-ons. Of course, he's just waiting for those refineries to finish up. Oh, man, and that forward pylon from Huck. His warp gate is actually almost finished. If Huck just gets a lot of Stalkers out, he can kind of just crush through Ganzi.
Oh, wow.
Ganzi's just not going to have enough units here. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Ninja probe.
Huck being the ninja probe there, and going to be dropping a pylon now with that. So that's going to be really, really great for him. If that is allowed to complete, he's going to be behind that bunker, which oftentimes is just very troublesome. We did see him move up here in the center of the map with these Stalkers, taking out a handful of Marines. And this bunker is actually not about to finish here. We should see a warp in just a matter of moments.
And now that bunker's getting pretty close, and now he needs to just push up. Like, if he can just push through this, I mean, and even though that bunker finishes, as long as he pushes right now, he's in great position. Oh, yeah. And Ganzi forced forced to cancel that bunker out there. Now, Ganzi absolutely has what it takes to stop this. He just needs to buy a bit of time. Is he going to cancel that orbital command and just lift off to prevent losing it? Because that is a lot of stalkers laying down fire onto this thing. I don't think that it's going to be able to get away anymore. He's not going to be able to cancel it now. He's certainly not going to be able to get it anywhere where he's going to be in the range of repairing. And oh, wow. That puts Huck in a really comfortable position. Yeah. That's 550 minerals gone.
Yeah, and he's going to be moving up here. Does not have any sentries, though, so this bunker should get repaired very easily.
Now, as long as he uses all of his stalkers, he can actually just power through this thing. Just get one more volley. Oh, wow. He only needed one more volley to stop that.
Yeah, I mean, those two Marauders were about to pop out, so I'm not sure how well that army versus army would have gone down. But
that's a lot of stalkers, man.
Huck could have done a lot more damage there, and he still has these forward pylons. And like you had mentioned before, he took out that command center as well as the orbitals, so that is a lot of minerals lost there for Ganzi.
Now, really, all that this is going to do is likely trigger Ganzi into an all-out aggression, right? He's got combat shields on the way. He also has stim on the way. He's now researching +1 ground, +1 infantry upgrades. So I think that it puts Ganzi into a strange spot. Also puts Huck into a strange spot where he's now forced his opponent into doing something that he might not be entirely prepared for.
Yeah.
Although he's adding on his gateways and also that robo as well. So I think that Huck, now knowing what his opponent is going to be forced into doing, will totally have the answers, especially if he's able to get out Colossi in time.
Yeah. And I would not be surprised if once he gets one, maybe two Colossus out, he decides to push, because he saw how many racks were in his opponent's base, and without those Vikings, Colossus will just reign supreme on the map.
Yeah, and there he's got that Immortal coming into play as well, and those things just wreck Marauders.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, at the moment, Ganzi is moving cross-map, combat shield about to finish. Stim only halfway as well as +1 attack, but we'll see if he really commits to this. The sentries are out, so he will be able to split this force.
Uh-oh. Yep, and now Ganzi's going to be stuck out here. He just doesn't have a lot of units, actually. Let's take a look at that army tab, and really we can just see that Huck has the larger amount of forces available. Now, Ganzi is moving over with a bunch of SCVs, too. So this is going to be one large push, and now Huck just needs to be able to stop it with a few sentries, and then really Ganzi is you know, stuck without much at all. And there we have a couple of those force fields being laid down, but really he just needs to stop his units from being exposed during this time. Now he brings the stalkers back down into play, and this just puts Ganzi into an awkward position.
Yep. Stim is about to be finished, though, for this next charge.
And +1 ground upgrades as well.
Yeah, but we also see 2 sentries were warped in, so the force fields
and
will be dropped. Yeah.
Oh, man. So as long as he's able to just split up this army a little bit, really, I think almost toe-to-toe, he's just in such a great position. And now we have the +1 just about to finish off as well. We have a little bit of the force fields being laden down as well, but the units on the ground are able to still deal a little bit of damage. Now Huck is trying to warp in some more units here, but is it going to be enough to stop him? He hasn't pulled probes yet, surprisingly enough. He needs to get those probes out there. He just needs a little bit more meat on the shield. Oh, man, and the Immortal goes down. It's looking like Ganzi is still going to have his attack cleaned up. There's just enough zealots out there, and Ganzi is forced to tap out, and Huck ties up the series at 1-1.
Yeah, you could see Huck actually was not even reinforcing his army there. He knew that his opponent was going to GG any moment, so he did not really try to save that. But like you said, we are 1-1 here. The next map will decide a huge amount here for these two players, as it is going to be actually Entombed Valley. So going into this next map, who do you really think is going to take it?
I mean, it all depends on the mindset of the player, right? Is Huck going to be able to come out swinging? Or, I mean, is Ganzi's wrist getting to him? You know, we don't know too much about what's going to happen. I think that after that game, though, Huck might have been a little bit scared in the beginning, because with that stalker push, it almost felt like maybe he was going to lose too much by staying on the bunker, when really he was actually just a couple of seconds away from winning the game so much quicker.
Right, right. Let's see really quick here if both players are ready. Huck actually making sure and asking what positions are on this map, because, you know, from tournament to ladder, sometimes they do change a lot here, from tournament to ladder, really. So, there you go, Rob. Actually, why don't you tell everyone what you're typing so that people know as well?
So the way that Entombed Valley is going to work here is that both top and bottom are banned.
Gotcha, gotcha.
So that means that your third will never be close by ground to your opponent. You'll never be forced to expand into your opponent for your third base.
All right, well, we're going to go ahead and get this match started here. The final match between Huck and Ganzi, a very, very pivotal match here